Looking through my clips and one of my favorites I made of you is gone. If you tell me what it is, I have it. I probably have it downloaded. So let's see. I think we're good. How's this thing doing power-wise? Oh. Let's pop in a fresh power cell just for the sake of it. Let's see, my Rickroll. That's getting made into a short. That one will not be. I know you're very proud of that. However, Rickroll is copyrighted. We first used Googly Eyes and Slay the Spire. Pretty sure I got that one. Yeah, unfortunately, I had to get rid of a lot of my old clips. And I guess I didn't need to, but I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple months ago there was kind of the Twitch scare of, you know, copyright. You know what? I'm gonna go here first, get the emergency supply cache, so I can properly scan. Then we'll go from there. We'll also grab some boomerangs and whatnot. But so I downloaded backups of all of my old clips. You know, not wanting to get in trouble for the clips that I had, but also not wanting to lose them. And so I've been going through the best ones. And so unfortunately, stuff like Rickroll, I will not be able to use because copyright. But a lot of the other stuff I still have and can keep. Out of my way, boyo! Oh, Boomerang Fish. Shoot. I don't know where that Boomerang Fish went. Is that it? No, it's a featherfish. Shoot. Is the Boomerang Fish clipping into the truck? Maybe. Dang. I lost it. I was really hoping I could snag the Boomerang Fish, because I can turn Boomerang Fish into lead. Looks like one way or another it disappeared. Let's grab the gold as we go by. So if you dock with the sea truck with modules detached, they'll just pop off. Sounds inconvenient. I'll avoid doing it. I've seen tweets of people getting striked even after deletion. So did the scary even matter? Fair. I don't know. But so I'm trying to be more active about my clip curation. I'm trying new things on YouTube too. Which is odd because, you know, this is my worst month in like 5 years. So experimenting is probably not a good idea. But I don't know, after the last year in lockdown, I'm just kind of like, I'm not going to say checked out, but there's definitely this pervasive feeling of just like, let's see. Probably actually grab some of this stuff. I might be able to farm it. Scan the creepvine. I know one of these things I can actually farm. Oh, these are seeds. And the rest are samples that I got to turn into some other things. You know what'd be great is if you could put a grow bed on the back of your ship. Anyway, so we're just gonna make some fiber mesh. But so one of the things I've specifically been experimenting with from like a YouTube and Twitch perspective is, yeah, taking these clips and putting them up as individual videos. I think I'm gonna try and keep doing that for a while. Just because it seems generally worthwhile, and it's kind of fun just reliving these old moments that were particularly enjoyable. Oh, right. We got some boomerang fish that I should grab. Let's see, you could put grow beds in the back one. You mean like there's actually a module that you can get, or... There's some more boomerang fish. Oh, in the first game. That's what it is. Let's see. When are you ever going to do a manga manhwa video? I probably will. Big problem is... I'm not going to say I'm really stuck on the current video essay that I'm doing. It takes a while to make them, which is part of my issue. But,
Oxygen.
Oh, shit. It didn't give me the... Did it give me the 30-second warning? I have no idea. But so I'm doing one currently on backseating, and that is taking a ridiculous amount of time, because I'm doing kind of like an intro animation thing, which it's not really animated, but it's taking a lot of time to prep. And then just a bunch of other unique art assets that took a lot longer to make than I thought. And this is all compounded by the fact that I started working on this like the week before getting my first dose of the vaccine, and then I wanted to get it finished up for this weekend. But, you know, I got my second dose a couple days ago, and so I might be able to finish it, but boy, I have been zonked. Boomerang. Oxybody. Boomerang. What is this? Grab trap fragment. Oh. I don't think I've ever used a grab trap. Nor do I think I have the inclination to do so. What else do we have in this area? I haven't tried backseating the backseat video yet. Not to my knowledge, no. Shell, I guess? But, like, she actively helped make it, so I can't exactly say that's true.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Technically, I have a parody example of somebody backseating the backseating video in the backseating video, but that's me just being hyperbolic. So what is in here? Oh, right, it's this location. I don't really think there's a whole lot of reason for me to explore this right now. And we got most of the resources that we need. I guess I might as well grab the sea glide bits, too. Anyway, but I think as soon as I'm... Ooh. Oh, it's a mobile vehicle bay fragment. Well... What was that made that noise? Oh, it was... Big kahunas. What is this? Oh, it's a creature egg. Still don't actually... Oh, those are for the aquarium, aren't they?
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
But yeah, as soon as I'm done with my current video essay, I'm probably going to pick a couple of topics that are a little quicker to do. So yeah, basic manga, anime, manhwa, whatever, recommendation video would be pretty easy. Lost anemone. Well, this area is cool. Not really sure if it's terribly useful for me. But yeah, especially things that I can get done in a matter of like a couple hours as opposed to, well, maybe not a couple hours, but you know, get done in a week. Because what I'd like to do on my secondary channel is have one video per week, not like one video per month as it currently is. Where yeah, I fit in, you know, a video on shorter things, maybe a review on a game that I really liked, or I really didn't like. Like, I feel like my, I'm still proud of my Cyberpunk and my Loop Hero videos. Let's see, do I got anything else? Nah, I think we're good. We got more than enough resources. Alright. Time to, I think we want to go this way. I've got a lot of Boomerang Fish, but it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to continuously grab more as we can. Make pro and con videos. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different things that I can do. It's just a matter of time, because one of the biggest weaknesses and one of the reasons why I'm so, like, I'm not going to say dead set on changing my methodologies, but one of the reasons why I want to at least switch it up a little bit is recording and streaming for like 7-8 hours a day just to have enough content to put on YouTube to fulfill the like ridiculous upload speed that I had. More or less left no time in my life for anything else, which I think works great when I have no idea where I'm going. I think that worked great when things were going well, but boy, it does not work at all well when things are not going great. Oh, I can see where I am. So I'm headed Heat area, Delta Station Dock. We're headed down here. So I'm gonna turn to the right this much more. There we go. Let's see. Legendary Moonlight Sculpture and Overgeared are amazing, by the way. I got to the boat segment of Moonlight Sculpture and lost interest. It was one of those books that took way too long to get anywhere. I liked the idea of it, but this story was a slog after a while. The one that I've gotten into was Omniscient. The ones that I've gotten into recently are Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint and SSS Class Suicide Hunter, I think is what it's called. Whoa! Hi! This is a new location. Trying to remember the boat section. Maybe it was very short. I just remember he got, like, weirdly piratey for no goddamn reason. And yeah, I figured as much. One thing I often run into, question. Stab! Well, didn't like that. Come back! Probably not actually worth the trouble. I don't think you get any resources from killing anything
30 seconds of
in this game, really.
Remaining.
Apart from the first couple. Let's see. The light novel, not the comic. The comic was only like 20, 30 chapters in when I read the light novel. I will often read the light novel first, but the way a lot of these light novels are translated, it's like super weird. Oh shoot. I am way off track here. It's a cool location though. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on here. A couple of odd resources that I might want to come back for. Let's see. Anyway, especially with like Korean and Japanese novels, they have a tendency of being in the first person, but also being written in like a really, what I perceive as a really awkward manner. You know, it's hard to figure out who's talking. And it often tends to also be very self-aggrandizing. There's much more of a focus on like a singular main character, and side plots are usually just meant to highlight how badass the main character is. I don't necessarily like dislike that all the time, but it definitely feels... I'll get into it for, I'd say, about 100 chapters, and then after that I'm just like, man, I just don't care anymore. Especially because so many of them last so friggin' long. I think this is an issue with a lot of light novels in general, that they're written to be these, like, very long journeys. Okay, I think we want to be up a little bit. You know, these very long power progression stories, and I don't know. Let's see. Gosh, I wish I could put a net off the back of this thing. Specifically to catch all the fish that I kill. A Korean main character trope is usually the main character hiding a strength for whatever reason. Which is, like, really compelling for a little while. And then slowly, quickly turns into just, like, I don't care anymore. Especially because they all have very similar writing styles. And so the apathy just gets the better of me eventually, and I'm just like, alright, I'm done reading this, and then I find another one that does the exact same thing, but it feels fresh and interesting, because there's a different twist, but they all usually fall to the same flaws. I don't know. Anyway, we should have a bunch of Boomerang Fish here. What was the reason what was the one I was reading recently? It was like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, when I got my first vaccine dose, I was feeling kind of under the weather, just because of lack of sleep and the vaccine itself and a bunch of other things. But I was reading a light novel. I think it was written by an Australian? Called Metaworld Chronicles that I liked. It was good, but it kept doing the same trope over and over again of the, like, the really entitled, powerful people that kept getting, you know, smacked around by the main character, who's special and, you know, stronger than everybody else. And it was like, I totally get, you know, why this is satisfying, but after the, like, nth time that it happened, I was just like, I just get on with it already, because they'd effectively, dunk on a dude, and then a couple chapters later just replace them, with some new dude to be dunked on, and just kind of rinse repeat for the same story beats over and over again. It's like, I like it, but it's, get on with it, maybe. I don't know, that's what it usually gets, it's usually where I get kind of hung up on when it comes to these stories. Okay, sea truck upgrades. No. Prawn suit, level 2. So we gotta get kyanite and nickel. Yeah, synthetic fibers. Polyaniline. I'm not sure how to make that. But we can make the thermoblade. Yeah, sounds like a superhero cartoon. Yeah, I don't do well with episodic writing. I find it to be quite boring. So I gotta find out how to make hydrochloric acid, which is cotton anemones. Have we found one of those? If I haven't seen them. I'll have to keep an eye out. Reminds me of a Endseeker where the main character for almost every arc gets lost in a new dimension. Everyone thinks they're dead, and happened 4 to 5 times in it. And it's like, I feel like with so many of these, they could be kind of condensed down with some proper editing, and turned into something really great. But oftentimes it is, okay, right, this is what we need. Oftentimes what it boils down to is, a lot of light novel writers are...
to mark traverse territory. Show or hide the signals of your choice with your Xenoworks PDA. Now with surface support.
Often I think when it boils down to it that the writers are amateurs. And also, it's hard to start something new. Oh. That's kind of cool. So the antenna plants will just grow more. Okay, that should be good. Grab it. Oh, I see. It's randomly generated, I guess. Looks like the frost anemones are just edible nonsense. Well, we'll just jam it all into our face. Come back later. Perfect. At least with web novels, there's no limit to how many pages there are for them. Which, like, on one hand, for a really well-written web novel, it's cool. Like, it's like, oh, it's more content. I love it. On the other hand, because it has no end, I often find myself just kind of losing the script after a while, and I'm just like, this story has gone on forever, and should have probably stopped a while back. It's, I don't know how many of you guys have read, it's called The Good Student. But that was like 120 chapters, and then it ended. And it had a really satisfying ending. And I wish more stories had the confidence to end. Because I think they would be better for it. Okay, well, we got more than enough of everything that we needed. We still gotta find a couple of different resources, though. I guess I'm just gonna head over to that green thing and we'll just make it work. Yeah, Chinese web novels are so long it's because they're paid by the word. Huh. Didn't know about that one. I just know from the perspective of most light novels, they're written not by the word, but they just kind of go forever because they're often started without a clear end in mind by amateurs who don't necessarily know how to tie up a story, or by people who almost get kind of trapped by the story, that there's this perception of just like, oh shoot, I have a fan base for this story, you know, just got to keep writing it and writing it and writing it. You just kind of stay trapped there for a while. I think that's true of a lot of things. There's a number of webcomic artists, I remember talking about this a while back, that, you know, they felt like they couldn't end their story because there was no good ending anyway, but also just, like, they were afraid that if they stopped, whatever they made next would not have nearly the level of traction that their current comic did. Has Girl Genius ended yet? Gosh, I'd love to know that one. That was one of those that I followed religiously for most of the 2000s and like early 2010s, and then as soon as I graduated from college, I was just like, well, I no longer have any interest in this.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
It is still going. I would absolutely love to know when that actually ends. I'd be a very happy camper. Holy shit. Okay.
Another site found. Perhaps its data will tell me something useful. I have collected enough data to extrapolate the location of a component necessary to assemble my body. I will provide a signal.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Up we go. What is Girl Genius? It's a really well-made
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen
webcomic
remaining.
that started in, like, was it like 2005 or something like that? It started a long time ago. Not in a galaxy far away or anything like that, but
How do humans function with such inefficient bodies? Over the course of millennia, architects have crafted and perfected our forms, based on the species we have observed and emulated. As long as we can shift ourselves into another vessel, we cannot truly die.
I hate the fact that the, E to interact button is the same as the shut up Alan button. That is a oversight that I do not like. I feel like T should actually be the shut up Alan button, E is the talk to him button. Well, if I want to get a billion rubies here, this is the place for it. Anyway, yeah, so Girl Genius started a long time ago, and has just been going on for forever. It's pretty well written and pretty well made, but it's just a matter of, like, it's got, like, what, 1,600 pages or more?
Warning.
Which I guess
30
realistically
seconds of oxygen remaining.
isn't that long, but, after 15 years, it's just kind of like you lose interest in it. What was the one I got back into? Dresden Kodak. Dresden Kodak was actually one of the webcomics that inspired me to be an artist originally. That, it was just so well made. Hello, why would you do this? Can you leave me alone? Anyway, so it was so well written and so well made and so just kind of clever and compelling that I was just like, holy shit, making a webcomic would be incredible. I should do this for a living. And then, went to school for illustration. Did not make a webcomic. I keep trying, I keep failing, but it is what it is. What are these rocks? I need to, oh, that's probably, it's probably copper, isn't it? Yeah, it's just copper. Alright, don't care as much. Anyway. But yeah, found that again recently, and I don't think I've read it in like 7 years, and I think it maybe only had a handful of new chapters, and I was just like, this is hard. Because I was really hoping I'd come back to it and it would be done, and I could just, like, read just a shit ton, and the answer was no, it's not done. In fact, so many of the webcomics that I used to read as a teenager are not done. I don't know, is what it is. Love to see a Wanderbot webcomic. Would be interesting. Okay. I gotta find the spiral plant. I think it's probably in the twisting area. And if it ain't there, I guess we could just Google for it. As Order the Stick is still going. I feel like most webcomics are still going. Yeah, what would the plot of the Wanderbot comic be? Heck if I know. Realistically, I think I'd rather do an illustrated novel. I think that would work better for me. Because then I could actually, get a lot of stuff done a lot faster. I feel like trying to do a webcomic, I would get bogged down in the artwork. And that would be less productive. Yeah, I want to say it's this thing. I do still have that webcomic subreddit thing. It's true. No, it ain't this. Is your father proud of your career right now? That's a really weird question to ask. Like, I guess it kind of makes sense, but that really does put the onus on my father for somehow being a disapproving entity of what I do with my life. The answer is, like, I've never asked. I think they're proud of me, but it's also kind of one of those where it's like, I think they're just happy that I have found something that I enjoy doing, that, has allowed me to live comfortably. And that I could be anything, and they would still be proud of me. As long as I fulfill the conditions of, having a roof over my head and enough food. that, you know, we don't have to beg for, I don't know, I guess help from my parents. I lived in their basement for 2 years, and that was enough for me. It definitely helped out, though. Getting on my feet over the course of those 2 years was lovely. Yeah, I'm looking for a spiral plant. We needed to make, a specific type of resource. I haven't found it yet. I'm just gonna go ham on this. Yeah, there's 2 specific plants that I need to find. There's the spiral... there's the spiral plants. Okay, I need 2 more seeds. And then just these 2. Oh, I got 3. Well, nuts. There we go. That's good enough. Yeah, they're pretty rare. Yeah, I figured as much. Let's see. Where are they? Okay. Vent gardens and deep purple vents. Oh.
Oxygen.
I should not be Googling things out and about. Okay. So the other thing I want to look for... We want the spiral plant, but we also want... hydrochloric acid... Okay. We've got to get young cotton anemones. Deep lily pad cave. I'm gonna operate under the assumption that deep lily pad cave is just in the lily pad cave, but just like deeper down. Oh, did I never get the architect body cache? Oh wait, no. I think he just added that. Well, it's fine. I'd also really like to grab my prawn. I guess I could specifically grab the prawn and bring it back. Maybe I'll do that. Nah, let's wait until we get the sea truck upgrade. My prawn can't go that deep anyway. But no, I don't know. I got lucky with my family, with them being proud of me, I guess, ish, where my parents are kind of taciturn. They don't talk about their feelings much. They both grew up in big families that were not particularly emotionally available, and so I think that that had some effects on them. But so as a result, I went to art school, and my parents were like super supportive of it, and were like pretty just happy for me. And then afterwards, my mother was like, "Yeah, I didn't think you'd go to art school or anything like this," and I was just like, "What?" And that, man, there's something behind me that's munchy. That like graduation day, I think my mother had more or less said that they had zero expectation that I would have gone into, you know, becoming an artist. But, you know, at that point I already had a job, so it was like, who cares? And then, like I said, I lived with my parents for a couple of years. Post-graduation, I had a job, but I lost it after a year. And then couldn't find another one, so I just moved back in for a little while. And
Welcome aboard,
the interesting
Captain.
part is that, once again, My parents were just kind of fine with it. I got a temp job with UPS and did some work for them. And my parents were pretty, happy to see that I did some work there. I took like a PHP class, but I didn't last long just because I wasn't that interested in PHP. Wow, we're filling that up. Well, it's fine. It's nice to have all the supplies. Okay, it's growing. Yeah. I can just eat fruit. It's not that good of water, though. Which is a bit tragic, but that's okay. But there was a little bit of a little bit of tension when I was living with my folks. During that first little bit. Just because I think they wanted me to, me to find a job sooner, and I was having zero luck. There we go. And so eventually my mother sat me down at some point and was like, alright, so when are you going to stop, with this YouTube hobby so you can focus on getting a job? And I'm like, joke's on you, I'm moving to Kansas. And that's what I did. So I don't think my parents have ever really had the opportunity to be disappointed in me. Which I think is kind of a blessing on my end. Nor do I think they would ever be particularly negative about it. Where the hell is the crashed butt end of the ship? Because it's here-ish. I want to find the parallel processor. The real question is, where is the other half of the ship? And how deep is it? It's probably a fair bit deeper. I'm just going to kind of scoot past this. Unfortunately...
Significant geothermal activity detected below. Beware of high pressure and temperatures.
Alright. So that at least means we're at the... one of the entrances to where I want to be. Oh, sea truck docking module fragment. Alright, this is where we need to be to some degree. Oh. Where's the butt end of the ship, I say? It's to my right. Alright, I see an entrance right here. I think by my parents' book, as long as I didn't end up like my extended family, I don't think they're ever going to be particularly disappointed in me. Much of my extended family has kind of lived paycheck to paycheck for their whole lives, and I think if I had ended up like that, they would have been uncomfortable. Just because my dad is a brilliant scientist and very successful for himself, and I think they at least wanted some modicum of that for my brother and myself. And my brother's certainly never disappointed. That guy is, well, he is definitely living up to his potential, and I decided to do something wildly different. But I think that's always been true. I was the test kid.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Hello. Oh. I don't know about you guys. My parents would always say that I was the test child, too. But I was very much the one that they would, send out to summer camp. And see if I'd enjoy it and had a good experience. I think part of it is because my brother was a little bit more sensitive than I was. Growing up. Not necessarily fragile, but he was definitely more easily affected by people being rough on him. I think I was too. I just was easier for me to just disregard. So here's the problem. What is this? This is nothing. What we want to do is go down. What we need is down.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I guess we can at least park this part way down. I don't think we're going to get to the architect body cache. But at least we can get close. Let's see. Anyway. So I think because I was the test child, there was less of a feeling of, like, me even knowing what the hell I was doing. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything with those. That's okay. Oh.
The artifact you found contains traces of information suggesting what has become of my people.
Well, this is certainly interesting. Doesn't look like I can do anything with it, though. I can't swim up here. Okay. So, yeah.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I'm sure me going into art school is a bit of a surprise. But, oh well. I think I would have actually gone into computer programming if I had had better opportunities to
Warning.
learn.
Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
That my school had a programming class, and every single time I signed up for it, they canceled it. And I was just the saltiest. Oh, here we go. Hopefully I can grow this stuff, because I think I'm going to need a lot. Okay. We now have the sea truck docking module fragment. As long as it doesn't require something ridiculous. I think we'll be okay. Let's go back to the ship and see what I can get. Is there a carry your prawn suit around module for the sea truck? There is! I just got the resource for it. Everyone I know who's had experience in programming and computer science world in general has told me that tech ethics are awful and will drain you of your soul. I probably would have bailed and eventually gone for indie game development. Even if I know that also drains you of your bank account and soul, I'd at least be happier. Doing a job like streaming and YouTubing is better for personal satisfaction. Yeah, let's see. Component used in various test devices. So I guess nothing I can do with that. That's kind of the impression that I've gotten from my brother in science. Let's see. So I want to make hydrochloric... No. Yes. But we haven't found that yet.